All right, Clive, let's start doing a warm-up for our exercise routine today. So the first one we'll do is doing some shoulder rolls, if that's okay. So we're just going to roll the shoulders back as best as you can. Now, if both shoulders are rolling, brilliant. If you've only got the use of one that's doing the roll, that's absolutely fine too. Lovely. Feeling okay there, Clive?
Yes.
Excellent. We do that for about 30 seconds. Now, if you wanted to roll the other way, just to break it up a bit and loosen up bones and muscles in a different direction, feel free to do that too. Excellent. Feeling okay?
Yep.
All right, and shake it out a bit. Excellent. So the next one for the warm-up we're going to do is we're just going to punch forward and up. Okay. Now, if you've got the use of both arms, you could do that. And if you've only got the use of one arm, by all means, doing it with one arm is perfect. How does that feel?
Yeah, that feels good.
Excellent. Now, the warm-up is important because it gets you set up for your exercise routine. So it's always really important to do a warm-up and a cool-down. Excellent. Nicely done, Clive. Feeling okay there?
I am, yep.
Lovely. Excellent. All right, so the next one we might do is marching on the spot. Did you want to do that in sitting or would you prefer to do that in standing?
Standing.
In standing. All right, let's do that. So Clive will do that in standing and I can demonstrate how it looks in sitting if that's easier for you. All right, Clive, let's go. Just up and down. So again, you can either do it in sitting like I'm doing, you can do it in standing like Clive is doing, and if you're only able to do the one leg, that's okay. You can stand either on your affected side and do the marching, or if you prefer to stand on your unaffected side and do the marching with your affected legs. So whatever works for you. Excellent. How does that feel, Clive?
Yeah, that feels okay.
Terrific. You're doing a wonderful job. Lovely. All right. And another warm-up exercise we're going to do, Clive, is tapping forward and backwards. So what we're going to do is your left leg will tap forward and back, and forward and back. That's it. Now again, you can either do this in standing or in sitting. The idea is to warm your body up for the exercise routine. Terrific. Feeling okay there, Clive?
Yep.
Excellent. Good job. All right, I think that's probably enough and I think you're ready to start your exercise routine.
Okay.
Terrific. All right, Clive, so one of the other options that we'd like to show is how you can exercise on the treadmill as well, and you can do some interval training on the treadmill. So if you're happy, we might start with getting the treadmill going at a pace that you would consider to be higher intensity. So perhaps give that a go. Yep. Lovely. Excellent. And as you can see, this treadmill is good for Clive because it has something to hold on to, so there's no issues with balance. And Clive is setting his own pace. So this is a nice exercise to still get the heart rate up and walk in your own home. All weathers, no excuses. How are you finding that, Clive?
Yeah, that's good.
Excellent.
Speed it up in a minute.
Yep.
Just getting my balance.
Terrific. That's it. So this is the higher intensity one for you?
Yep.
Terrific. And when you first started doing this, Clive, did you start a little bit slower and work your way up?
Yes.
Terrific. You're doing a really good job. So similar approach with the treadmill. Start with about 20 seconds of the higher intensity and 40 seconds of the lower intensity. for, starting with 5 minutes, and you can build that up to a full exercise routine. Perfect. So now Clive is slowing down into a lower intensity just to settle the body down a bit. Terrific. How does that feel?
Yeah, that feels good.
Yep. And when you do this as an exercise routine, Clive, how long do you normally spend on the treadmill?
Can be anything from 5 minutes to 15 minutes.
Terrific.
Yeah, it just depends on the day.
Yep, excellent. And so Clive's speeding up again. Terrific. And when Clive first started with the treadmill, you did that with somebody helping you, didn't you, to make sure for safety? Yep. So certainly wouldn't recommend you try this without somebody supporting you to start with, but once you feel safe and your healthcare provider has recommended you do this at home, then you can certainly do this interval training in your own home. How are you feeling there, Clive?
Yeah, I'm feeling it's working.
It's working, terrific. Just need to be very careful when you are changing the speed, making sure that you've got sufficient balance to do that safely. If you still need to hold on when the speed is changed, it would be good to have somebody with you to assist you with that. Excellent. And Clive is moderating his own speed. He knows what works for him and he knows how to push himself without pushing too far. How's your heart rate going there?
It's going.
It's going up?
Up, yes.
Excellent, that's what we like. But enough that you can still talk to me, so that's a good level of intensity for you. And as you can see, Clive has the safety button attached, so in case there is something that goes wrong, the machine will stop. So that's really important when you're exercising by yourself at home as well. Are you feeling there, Clive?
Yeah, good.
Good. And what do you normally do when you are exercising to keep yourself motivated? Would you watch some telly whilst you're on the treadmill?
Yes, I would normally have the TV on.
Yeah, and that's a nice way to distract yourself a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, terrific.
So you don't look at the clock.
Yes. Good job. So where you set your treadmill up at home might be worth considering to give yourself an opportunity. I've seen other people have an iPad in front as well, just if they wanted to watch something or listening to music, a podcast, anything that appeals to you. How you going there, Clive?
Yeah, getting tired now.
Terrific. We might do just one more set of high and low, and then that might be enough for you. And being careful not to go the other way.
Yes.
Good job there, Clive. All right, and we'll do the last set of the higher intensity one. Yep. So when you're first starting out on the treadmill, the high intensity component might be really brief, and the lower intensity will be the longer part, but as you get fitter, you will find that you'll be able to go at a higher intensity for a little bit longer, but the interval training is important, so changing between higher intensity and low intensity is still good to do. You're doing a great job there, Clive. That's it, and just that last one to finish. Well done. Excellent, Clive. So the next exercise we're going to do is the lunge. So what we're going to start with is position your feet, and I'll just do the side-on view and you do it as you are, please. So you position your feet wide apart, having your affected side in front of you, if that's okay. So bring your right foot forward, lovely. And what we're going to do is bend down with the back leg and up. So we're going to do that for a total of 30 seconds. Lovely. How does that feel?
Yes, that's good.
Excellent.
Feel a good calf stretch.
Excellent. Now this is the more intense exercise. The faster you do it, the more your heart rate increases, but also acknowledging that it's actually a hard exercise to do. Lovely. You're doing a really good job there, Clive. Excellent. Okay, so that's good, 30 seconds done. So the less intense version is marching on the spot.
Yep.
Now again, the purpose is to increase the heart rate, so the faster the better, but do it at a pace that's comfortable for you. Similar to the warm-up, if you've got only the use of one leg, you can march with just that one leg as I'm demonstrating here. Now Clive is holding onto the bench because it's not a balance exercise, so I'm quite happy for him to do that. And that allows him to focus on the technique. Well done, Clive. Feeling okay?
Yes.
Is the heart rate coming up a bit?
Yes.
Terrific. Now just do it at your pace, keeping in mind we'll be doing this for 5 minutes. So when you're ready, we'll stop that one and we'll move back into the lunge. That's lovely. And going down and up. Now you might start the exercise feeling like you can do it a bit faster, and that's great. But as you keep going, your pace may reduce, and that's perfectly okay too. You're doing really well there, Clive. How are you feeling?
Yeah, feel good.
Excellent. And we'll stop that one now and we'll go into the marching. Now, as I said before, at your own pace. Well done, Clive. You're doing an excellent job. Feel like it's getting your heart rate up a little bit?
Yeah.
Terrific. Bit breathless is good. So what we're looking for is breathless enough that you feel like you're working, but not breathless where you can't have a conversation. That's probably too much. All right, Clive, moving back to the lunge. You still able to keep going with that one?
Yep.
Terrific. Lovely. This one will help build some strength around the legs as well, which is an added bonus. And Clive tells me he gets a good calf stretch from that, so that's another bonus, which is great. Terrific, good job there, Clive. Lovely, and going back into the marching. You're doing an excellent job, Clive. Feeling okay?
Yes.
Keep going there, Clive. Well done. All right, now that's enough for that one. So we're moving into the lunge again. So if you're feeling like that's too much for you, you can reduce the length of time you spend doing the harder exercise towards the end of the routine. You could do maybe 20 seconds of the more intense one and 40 seconds of the less intense one. The important thing is to keep going for 5 minutes if you can. And as you get fitter, you will be able to go longer in the more intense exercise, and you won't need to do the less intense exercise for quite so long. Lovely, Clive. Getting back into the march now. How are you feeling?
Tired.
Tired? Can you keep going for a little bit more?
Yes.
You're doing an excellent job. Is it getting you a little bit breathless as well?
Yeah.
Terrific. Got only one more set to go after that one, and that will be 5 minutes done. You're doing an excellent job. Well done, Clive. All right, we're going to do the last lunge set now, Clive. So just get yourself into position and as best as you can, up and down lunging. Lovely, you're doing a really good job. And if doing exercises in standing is a challenge for you, it's absolutely fine to adapt. and do it in sitting. So you may choose to do a sit to stand from a chair instead of a lunge, and you may choose to do the marching in the seated position if that's easier for you. You're doing an excellent job there, Clive. You can now move on to the last marching component. Off you go, well done. And as mentioned earlier, if doing it with both legs gets tiring towards the end of the set, you may choose to just do it with the one leg that's easiest for you. As long as we remember that the focus is to try and increase the heart rate. How you achieve it doesn't really matter. Well done, Clive. That is your set complete. Terrific, good job. All right, Clive, so the last exercise we're going to do is going up and down the stairs. So off you go. You may hold on. Please do hold on. It's not a balance exercise. It's about increasing your heart rate. So for 30 seconds, you're going to be going up and down the stairs. That's it. You're doing really well. And Clive has a brilliant setup where there's a rail on both sides, so he can do that nice and easy without compromising his safety. Terrific. So now, Clive, staying there, what I might get you to do is the low intensity one is tapping up and down with your left leg in a sideways position. Now you can do it forward, facing forward towards the stairs, or sideways, whichever is easiest for you, depending on your setup and where you're comfortable. How does that feel, Clive?
That feels good.
Excellent. All right, so we do that for 30 seconds as well, and again, you can do it faster or slower depending on what works for you. Remembering that it's about increasing the heart rate, not so much about what the leg is doing. All right, and we're going up and down the stairs again, Clive. That's it. Just nice and safe. Safety is always the most important thing. That's it. Now you may choose to do just one step if that's all you have at home, or you may have a whole flight that you wish to go up and down on, and you can do that too. That's it, Clive, you're doing really well. Once you come down after that set, we'll be doing the tapping again. You okay?
Yep.
That's it. How's your heart rate feeling with this exercise?
It's going up a little bit.
Excellent. This is the second set. You're doing really well. Good job, Clive. All right, so after that, perhaps heading back up again. You okay? So with this exercise, I probably wouldn't be pushing the speed. Predominantly keeping safe is the most important. Now Clive is stepping with one leg on one step and then with the other leg on the next step. You may choose to step two on the same step. You can do that if that's easier and safer for you. Okay, one more. And then we'll be doing the tapping. How are you feeling there, Clive?
Puffing.
Excellent. All right, some tapping there now. So as you can see, this exercise gets the heart rate up without being particularly fast because it actually is quite hard to do. Doing really well there, Clive. Excellent. All right, when you're ready, we're going up again. Just take it nice and easy. We know it's hard work. That's it, Clive, well done. All right, one more after this one and then... You okay, Clive?
I am.
Excellent. Lovely, and we'll do the tapping again. That's it. Good job, Clive. Feeling a little bit puffed?
Yes.
Excellent. And you may have a setup where you can do this inside the house or perhaps outside the house. You can see here Clive's doing it on the porch. You may have some front steps, or you may even choose to do it in the park. Wherever is safe and convenient for you. Excellent work there, Clive. Last set of going up the steps. You okay?
Yes.
Just
My
nice
legs are getting heavy.
Yeah, nice and slow for that last set, okay. Maybe just one more, and then we'll finish off with some gentle tapping. That's it, lovely. And we'll finish off with tapping here. So as you can see, Clive said his legs are getting heavy, which is appropriate after doing it for 4.5 minutes. So we did a little bit less on the higher intensity one, and we'll do a little bit more on the lower intensity one. Really important to listen to your body and adjust as needed. How are you feeling there, Clive?
Yep, I'm okay.
Excellent. Bit puffy?
Yes.
Excellent. And that's a wrap. Well done, Clive. Good job. Excellent, Clive. Well done for completing your exercise routine. So the last thing we need to do is just to cool down to try and bring everything back to normal, I suppose. So the first thing we're going to do is just some deep breathing. So nice in through your nose and out through your mouth. Maybe one more. Lovely, and you can do, between 5 and 10, whatever you're comfortable with. So the next one to cool down is just to get the chest turned from side to side a little bit. So turning to your left, lovely, and to your right. Now if you can, as Clive has done, if you can grab both arms up in the air like he's got, that's great. If the other arm wants to just lie down on your lap and you continue to do your trunk twists, that's fine too. Nice. Is that stretching things out a little bit for you, Clive?
Yeah, I can hear things creaking.
Excellent. Terrific. And the cool down should be done for about 5 minutes after your workout. So the next one we're going to do is gentle marching on the spot. So this is not about speed, this is just about getting the body back to normal from your exercise routine. So Clive, would you like to do that in sitting?
Yeah, no, in standing.
Okay, so Clive will do it in standing, but you can also do it in sitting. So just gently up and down. You may choose to do it with one leg, or you may choose to do it with both, whatever is possible and easier for you. So this is just nice and gentle, not about speed anymore, not about increasing the heart rate. It's now settling everything back to normal. That's it. Well done, Clive. Does that feel okay for you?
Yes.
Excellent. Good job there, Clive. All right, and the last one for the cool down, Clive, we might do the calf stretch. So perhaps let's start with your left. So bringing your left leg back. So keeping the heel down and holding that stretch. When you first start for about 10 or 15 seconds, but you can work your way up to a minute or two even, just to give yourself a nice long stretch in that calf. You're doing really well. How does that feel?
I can feel the stretch.
Terrific. And the stretch is felt around the calf region?
Yes.
Excellent. Now Clive's doing that stretch on his non-affected or less affected side. And when you're ready, Clive, we might swap and pop your right leg back. Now it might be a bit harder for you to keep that heel down on the right, and that's okay, as long as you're feeling a stretch on the calf. How does that feel?
Yeah, I can feel it, but I'm having trouble keeping my heel on the floor.
Yeah, just what you can. And you might find that this position works for you, or you could use a wedge if you have one at home. You can also use the steps that you may have in your house. As long as you know that you're trying to get a stretch at the back of your calf, and to try and hold that for somewhere between 10 seconds and 30 seconds, right up to a minute if you can. Well done, Clive, and that's the end of your workout today. Thank you.
Thank you.